Show your 5 favorite case knives. This is an open tag by Red Eyed Patriot. I had never heard of his channel before, and I need to go check it out after I record this video. So let's start out here. These are in no particular order. This first one is a 6.5 Bone Stag Trapper. What's unique about this one is besides the normal clip point blade that a trapper has, it also has this really nice Wharncliffe. This is just a great blade for getting work done. You can do all kinds of different utility cuts. It's very useful in the trades. As an IT guy, I'm working with zip ties. I'm working with wire a lot. And this blade is super useful. I love the longer blade. Now, a stockman has a sheep's foot, which is also a really good blade. But this longer blade just comes in more useful to me than the shorter secondary blades on the stockman. So the 6.5 Bone Stag is one of my favorite case knives. They do a beautiful job on this bone, making it look like stag. Next, we're going to look at a 75 pattern stockman. You can see this one definitely has a teeners. It's seen a lot of use. I really like this knife a lot. This knife started out as an amber peach seed jig bone knife. Now, I really like Case's Mahogany series, and I have most of the knives in that series. I was hoping that they came out with a full-size stockman, but they never did. So I took an amber knife that's also carbon steel, just like the whole Mahogany series is carbon steel, and I dyed it to match. And I think it turned out really nice. I absolutely love this knife. This you have your normal sheep's foot and spay blades. And here you can see the difference and why I say the Wharncliffe on the trapper is more useful. You can see how much longer it is than the shorter secondary blades on the stockman. If you're opening boxes and packages and stuff like that, this is a great knife. For doing work in the trades, this is a better knife. Next is a trapper. This one is an S35VN. With buffalo horn covers, and this one is just gorgeous. This is another knife that I modified. The buffalo horn covers were extremely uneven on one side. I don't even remember where I modified it, but I sanded it down and corrected it and then touched up on the jigging, and I think it turned out beautifully. Something tells me it was right here along this edge, that this edge stuck out something crazy like that. You know, if I didn't tell anybody, you would never even know that this knife was worked on. And like I said, it's been a year ago, and I don't even remember exactly where I worked on it. So this has your normal blades, your clip point, and your spay blades. Now, when I first got this knife, I wasn't sure about these holes in the blades instead of nail nicks. But as it turns out, I really like them. It's a sharp angle. You can really get your nail in there and get a good purchase on it. And you can open the spay blade not only from this side, but you can open it from this side, which I actually prefer. So the Buffalo Horn Trapper in S35VN, another one of my favorite knives. Great summer carry. Next on the list is the Sow Belly Stockman. Now, I really like Case's 47 pattern stockmans, and this one almost made it in. But there are a few things that I like about the Sow Belly better. First of all, there's not that much of a size difference. It's actually a little bit shorter, but it is taller. Thickness is about identical. There's not much difference there at all. You get a couple of advantages with the Sow Belly. First, it just fits beautifully in the hand. That curve just fits in your hand so nice. Next, you get full-size blades. Now, if you look at it compared to a 75 stockman, you get a full-height blade. It's a little bit shorter, but you get a full-height blade. Now, the 47 pretty much gives you a full-height blade. It's just a little bit skinnier. It's when you go down to the medium stockman that the blades come, where to me they look like they're pre-worn out. You don't have that much meat there. Not only do you have a full-size blade, but you also have a blade that is canted down. And when it's canted down, you can see that angle there. When I'm holding it, it traps some material in here and adds a shearing action to the cut. I've said this before, but it's a lot like your modern shilling cutters that have become popular. We've had this for so many years on our traditional knives, that same type of a concept. So it's just an excellent all-around knife. And the other thing that you get here, you get a better snap than you get with the 47 series because you have thicker springs. It's not that the 47 series is bad, but these have 3 springs, so each blade has its own spring, so all 3 blades are straight. You don't have that bent blade like you do on the stockman. You can see the sheep's foot is bent over so that the 2 smaller blades can run on one spring and not interfere with each other. Where on the 47, all your blades are straight. Now what they do on the sow belly is something a little bit different. If you look at the 2 shorter blades, you can see the sheep's foot is ground down on this side and the spay blade is ground down on this side. So they're thinned out so that they both can be straight and run in one channel on a full-size spring. Now you have a better snap on the knife. And if you look at this sheep's foot, it's every bit as big as the sheep's foot on the full-size 75 pattern stockman, where that's not the case on the 47 pattern. Then you also have the spay blade on the serious down cant, which can help in using something if you need to get to that belly. You can get your finger out here and you can use the belly of this blade. So this knife is just incredibly useful. And also, check out this white bone. Isn't that gorgeous? This white bone has a lot of character to it. When I first got this knife, I didn't know if I was going to like the white bone until I got a good look at it. And it is just spectacular. This is from Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Probably somewhere around a year and a half ago, they released a series. I think it was called Smoky Valley Sunset or something like that. It's in 1095 carbon steel. And you have your typical Canoe blade. You have that lovely spear point blade. And then you have the pen blade. And check out the bone on this thing. This orange bone with the almost like a greenish type color in it. Especially this side. It's just absolutely gorgeous. I love the covers on this knife. I would rather carry this Canoe than carry a Sodbuster Jr. You have a similar length blade. You have plenty of belly, but you have a tip. Now on a Sodbuster Jr., you don't have a tip. That belly rounds all the way up and it's pretty blunt. Plus, you have your secondary pen blade. So you can have a working blade and you can have a blade that you keep razor sharp all the time. It's just as slender as a Sodbuster Jr. In my opinion, it's a superior knife. Now, other Canoes that I really like. This is my favorite Canoe as far as a looker goes. You can see the bolsters actually look like the tied ends of a Canoe. And that beautiful red jig bone. This is just a spectacular Canoe. Same blades. This one is in true sharp. Here are the 5 knives all laid out so you can see them in comparison to one another. And this is a knife that almost made it in the bunch. This is a S35VN Sodbuster Jr. This knife is incredibly light. It literally weighs nothing. This would be a really good choice for summer carry. When it's hot and you don't want anything bulky on you and you want lightweight, this is a great knife. But I did opt for the Canoe instead. So the Sodbuster Jr. can get an honorable mention, as can the 47 pattern stockman. And instead of the case 75 pattern, this Rough Rider is always a great substitute. I do really like this knife a lot. even though it's not a case and it doesn't belong in the top 5 here. I bought 3 of these knives. They were on sale for $12 each. That's 3 of these for $36. You can't even buy half of a 75 for that price. Listen to that snap. And if you look at this, none of those blades rub. It's an amazing knife. I put scallops on it. This is T10 carbon steel. And as you can see, it's been well used. So this gets an honorable mention in place of the Case 75 pattern Stockman. I think they're now maybe $15 or $16. The price is a little bit more than they were when I got them on sale. But even still, you can buy 5 of these for 1 of these. Of the 3 of these that I bought, 1 went to J.O. Ventures in a giveaway. Then I have this one. Then these knives are so good, I have 1 more in reserve in case anything ever happens to this. I also have another Amber Peach Seed Jig Bone Case 75 in reserve in case anything ever happens to this one. And then we'll just throw in this Canoe just because looks wise, this one is really hard to beat. So those are my 5 favorite case knives and a few honorable mentions.